welcome everyone here, and my name is Jarno Kallunki-Mättö. I am from HypeHype, and I'm here to talk about the rapid game prototyping. Let's see, what's a prototype? Everyone knows this game, right? What it is? Who knows how long did it take to make the first version of this game? Anyone here? Take a wild guess, someone. No one? 2 weeks? A year? All right. 2 weeks. This is a picture of the first version of Minecraft. 2009, Notch made the first version actually a little bit over a weekend. 6 days. That's the first. For me, I think that this kind of like describes very well what is a rapid prototype, if you will. And that's something. This is a picture of it. It was very simple. For me, this picture from Henrik Nyberg is something that it resonates to me, thinking about how to build games or products, if you will. Minimum viable product, minimum lovable game, or something like this. So the Minecraft kind of like drops in 2009 over there in the skateboard section. That's something that you were able to do, the basic core things in Minecraft, and you were able to get feedback, or the dev team, which was 1, soon after it was 2, and 1-2 years later, after hundreds of updates, it was already the Minecraft kind of like what we've been knowing it is. Now it's a mega brand, hundreds of millions of players and creators having the kind of like the core. But I kind of like dig this kind of like ideology of building a game in a way of that instead of building something for a long time, taking the risks, and then maybe even market changing game developers and teams and studios to focus on building something that can get you from place A to place B, which can be a skateboard to start with. And that's where the iteration and the feedback loop starts, and you can then make educated decisions on whether to iterate the product or the game forward. Maybe sometimes it's something to think about that maybe it didn't work out, or such. Prototyping is something that I'm super interested because in my previous company, we built 60 different prototypes in hyper-casual context. 35 of those during my time in 1.5 years we tested in the market on iOS. Only couple of those were something that hit numbers that were gave them a chance to be successful. This is something about the market. The market has changed. There's things that TikTok have done, Roblox, and short-form content is there. People swipe, people get new videos, people play UGC games on a platform such as the Roblox that kind of like delivers all in one platform. And of course, the explosion of hyper-casual games that are focused on a core mechanic. Those games are built in weeks and then tested, and then after that, when the numbers come to the developer or the publisher together, they make a decision whether to continue or stop development of that game. So, we all know this, development costs time and money, it's an investment, and that's something that coding-wise, building a team that has all the different expertise in order to build a proper game that will be successful in the highly competitive market of today, it's super hard. And that's something that it's a high risk and high reward, but unfortunately only couple companies or couple studios can make it in today's market. One reason for this is the publishing and discovery today. What I think is that when we look at this example from, I think it's from Google Play, when you publish your game in the App Store or Google Play today, it might unfortunately be a thing that you don't get lots of players to play your game and get that feedback that you need in order to make the decision. The other thing is for the players. When the players go over there and try to find a game, it's super hard finding those games. There might be some top charts. You might go there and type something to find, but when there's like a billion different games good or bad, it's super hard to find those. And that's something that is a common problem for both developers and the players. The other thing is that when you finally find that game that you are interested in, you download that to your phone or to your other device, and your phone might get full of these games and apps that you play. They have nothing in common in terms of features. And if the numbers are not there, unfortunately, many times the developers stop supporting that game and it kind of like fades out. The other thing is the monetization. It can be something that there is for example, in hyper casual context, many of the games have ad monetization that might start even before the first level, and that's something that hinders the player experience. All right. Today's game developer, we all know this on the left side. You can figure out what engine or editor you start using, what kind of like code, put some SDKs, work with the servers, art, music, all this stuff in order to build that proper game of yours. The other thing is that when you finally have that game, then you start thinking about the maybe testing or publishing, App Store, Google Play, maybe Roblox or console, something bigger. How do you market it? User acquisition. Do you use influencers in YouTube or TikTok? Where do you get the money? Where do you get the hardware? Where do you get the services? Something free, something else. Do you need a partner like a publisher or investor? If you take a publisher you work with your game, there might be a revenue split and something like this. Only couple make it in order to kind of like make the successful game. So we have a vision with HypeHype. Maybe some people have heard about it. We've been building this platform for a couple of years, but our vision is something that we hope that one kind of like a platform can provide many or all of these things. The picture here is something from the current version we have already. So we have a platform that works on any device and that's able to make games, publish games, and play games together with your friends, and in the future monetize as well. So back to the topic, rapid prototyping and how we think about for the future, which is very unclear for us as well, because we feel that we are innovating in this space, but something where we are today. What we've done, we've been focusing a lot to talk about the making games on a phone. There is a reason for that. You can pretty much do anything with your phone today. You can make a video and publish that. You can do stuff with the pictures. There's nothing you can do with your phone except games, proper games. The thing about our company is that we have pretty good experience over 11 years of making game engines and editors that also work with the visual scripting, that you can touch that with your phone. So this is a couple of pictures from the HypeHype on a mobile. It's not limited to mobile, it works on Mac and PC and web as well, and new platforms coming in the future. But what we kind of like wanted to do from the beginning is to focus on the creators. So focus on the creators means that we wanted to make a game editor that's actually powerful and the most powerful game engine in your pocket. That's something that when you have that inspiration to start making a game on the go, you can start doing that immediately instead of waiting. The other thing is that it kind of like supports playtesting, publishing instantly, 3D graphics, all this stuff, and even something that we are building now and it already works at the office, but we haven't put it out yet, is collaborative editing, which means that you can start building your game with your friends in real time, no matter where they are located or what platform they are using. The other thing that we think is very important is the games and assets that help you make games faster. We have already an asset library with over 10,000 assets. We are actually working with several freelancers that are making assets for us, and we publish them. Once we get our tools ready, it means that everybody here can upload your own assets to HypeHype, own them, sell them, and monetize them. So it's all about the UGC platform. If you think about it, like for example TikTok, where you can already see like some musical artists or effect makers, they have their extra tabs on their profile where people can see that they make more than only videos. It's the same with HypeHype. One thing is also what we want to do is to help people to actually learn about game making. So this is the kind of like the the vision for us is to see that everybody has the accessibility and are able to make games, and that's something that we drive. At the same time, we do think that there are some features that we need to focus in order for this to happen. One is live streaming, which means that we can watch each other's making games and learn from the others who are the top ones. At the same time, the other thing is that we are building in-app tutorials, which means that you can learn in-app even though you have never done a game before. It's our engine. It's the same engine we have built Badland. So it's something that we are super focused on making an editor that enables to build proper games, big games. We actually used the same engine to build our last year Badland Party online multiplayer game that we published on Apple Arcade exclusively, which is now nominated for the small screen of the year in Nordic Games and Finnish Game Awards. Rapid prototyping is this. It means that already by today, single creators or developers or artists are able to put their imagination and put something out in hours. And we are in early access. So the editor is not ready. It's something that we are working hard to make it even better, but these games is something that's been made in hours and days. The most important thing that I learned in the prototyping phase of the last company, and also here at HypeHype, what we are focused, is how to deliver insightful data and feedback to the creators. As we discussed a little bit earlier about the app stores and the discovery and publishing there, unfortunately, when you put a game out there on your own, it might be that no one plays that. What I've learned by discussing with students and teachers, sometimes might be that the school projects that you put your blood, sweat, and pixels into your game, there might be that the only people who play that game are the colleagues, or student colleagues, or the teachers, or your mom, which is cool. At the same time, what we try to do with HypeHype is to make sure that everyone who puts a game out there on HypeHype gets feedback. These are couple games and couple examples. Already, we are only in 2 countries at the moment with HypeHype, in Philippines and Finland. This is in early access, just a tech test. But the cool thing is to see that how HypeHype behaves. It behaves like TikTok. You don't need to have a follower. You need to put proper video content out. In HypeHype context, this means that make a great game or have a great prototype, put it out, and instantly when it goes out, because there is no review queue or waiting like in the app stores, it goes to the algo. Our algorithm, which is something that we are working hard every day, will give you market test visibility. That means that it will start appearing on people's feed and people start playing that. Those numbers and that feedback will decide what happens with the game. If it works, so for example, there's likes, rates, comments, and shares, or there's plays and play times, that kind of like gives it more visibility and it can become a hit. If it doesn't, then maybe there's something to think about like for iteration or such. It's a combination of both these things. One is the comments to get people actually giving you feedback and testing it. The other thing is the data insights. So we built, like you have your Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, so we built the insights inside the platform, and you can find those insights immediately and in order to start making those decisions, whether to continue or not. We felt that this is not enough. When you start making a game from scratch, it's something that only some people in the world can do. I call them programmers or coders or developers usually, using the Unity, Unreal, others. Yes, there are some templates, there's something to help and other stuff, but we want to take it one step further. We call it remixing. Remixing means that you can jump into any game inside HypeHype immediately, and in a couple of seconds you can see how this game was made and learn from that, and you can also fork it and make your own remix or version out of that. This is the thing that kind of like makes it even faster. These are all games, all these kind of like car game iterations are made from that single game on the left in less than a couple of days. And that's just an example. you can just imagine what's already there in HypeHype. And we've been testing this. Already in a couple of years, in 2 markets, over 350,000 hypes and games being published with the editor and the platform that is still in early access. Why we, by the way, call them these hypes? So in HypeHype, you publish hypes, and hypes is the reason. Hypes is something that if you take controls out, it can be meme, interactive thing, it can be comic, it can be animation, it can be anything. And what we learned already in the Philippines is that there's kids making art galleries with HypeHype. It can be anything. But games is something that maybe we are more focused on here. But it's cool to see that every day bunch of developers, creators are making games on HypeHype. So what's ahead? So we are all in with this, with the team. We have over 50 people working on this. This is an kind of like an invitation to all of here to give us feedback, to test it, because we want to make sure that this platform gives opportunity to everyone, no matter if you're a pro developer or something who are an aspiring game creator making your first game. It doesn't matter, because we want these tools, these platforms to provide everything and anything in, so you can make your dream game and hopefully pay a rent in the future if the game is good. Let's see, I'll try to change now the live demo. How much time do we have? Okay. Maybe a little bit volume down, not much. I know people want to hear this music, but still maybe it's good to. All right. How much time do we have still? 9 minutes, okay. All right, so let's see. Okay, I have 27 seconds battery now for this demo. So this is HypeHype. It's not a concept anymore. It is already a product that is out on different platforms. So I guess I felt a little bit stupid when I was in GDC and I asked from a couple of the attendees that, do you know TikTok? And they watched me a little bit. They watched me with the bombastic side eye. So I would say that TikTok kind of like a thing that inspired us in the discovery. What we wanted to do with HypeHype is that with every swipe, when you swipe, it brings you a new game. It brings you multiplayer games. It brings you different kind of like experiences based on the signals that you have given to the algo. If you like, if you played, or such. So here, for example, one thing that is, I'm a marketer, so one thing that I've been doing a lot is user acquisition and focusing on how to promote the game with different kind of like videos in Facebook or TikTok or such. We actually had the first version of HypeHype was something that we didn't have, these clips that you can see here now. Everything that came to the feed was just static. But we felt that we have to help the creators and the developers to have these clips here that are automatically taken from the people who play the games, so you can see the game in action in order to make the swift decision that would you like to play this game or something. So here, let's see. So let's look at some games. I have done here a playlist of different kind of like games that are pretty cool. This is, by the way, my profile. Maybe one thing that is worth mentioning here is that I am a marketer. I don't know how to code games, but I posted 30 games in HypeHype in only 2 years. And the cool thing here is that when these games are here, it's so easy to find the numbers that I just shown you. I can have an example. This is a game of mine. It's a simple game where you can just jump when there's nothing left in your life. And when you jump, you have to do it with style. I felt this was something that I wanted to do. So let's see. Sometimes, well, it's hard. One more try. No. All right. So The thing here is that when you look at on the right side, you can see here lots of feedback. People are giving you feedback all the time, and you can reply just like in social media. And oh, what happened? I went to rate the app. Okay, can we get it? Let's see what happens. I kill it. Classic demo effect. And my fault. I'm sorry. So it's a feature. So here, so you can see the feedback from the players giving you feedback. The other thing which makes me so happy is there's almost 1,000 likes. People actually seem to like this kind of like a crazy idea I had. We have also built here leaderboards inside the app, and this is something that is super important. We think it's super important is that we provide all these tools for the developers and creators, so you can use them, and they are part of the platform. So you don't need to start coding your own leaderboards or such. And here we can see the stats. So when I open the stats, I can see that this game has been seen almost 100,000 times already in the Philippines and Finland, and there's 41,000 players on this game, and it's played over 200,000 times. So these are already like numbers that can happen with when the game is good as this. So when there's something, we talk about a little bit about the editing. So I'll show you a little bit about that as well. So let's see. I'll show you maybe some game that might. We did a cooperation with Aalto University, and wanted to work on to see kind of like what kind of like games people are making if the theme is forests. So here people might recognize this game. This is a game that actually the coolest thing here. This person, WT Dream, made this game in 2 hours and 20 minutes. This game, or kind of like a maybe demo, was made in a little bit over 2 hours. And if this is something that interests me and I want to learn from this creator, I want to start making something of my own, I'll press remix and I'm in the editor. I can make something out of this. If I want to make a, I don't know, maybe some new angle, testing, changing, whatever I want to do, everything is possible here. And all the stuff that you see here is already on the live product. I can put a little bit more hazards here, or I can put whatever I want. The cool part here is exactly when we talk about the assets. Thing that helps making things faster are premates. Premates is something where it combines, for example, logic and models together. And these are something, of course, game makers or developers or such know how to make. I don't know how to make this, so this is something that I actually need in order to make my game. So I can add here something that I want. And when I do all these changes here, once I made one changes to this game, it becomes something that I can publish. Publishing means posting. It's same as in social media. I can just post it with the title, description, using hashtags. I can put here different categories and others in order it to find and match, make with the people I think would like to play this game. And when I post it out, I'm not going to post it, I'm going to just save it. So when I post it out, it goes instantly to the feed, and that's when the feedback and the data starts rolling, and that's when you can already start waiting for people to play your game and waiting for something to happen and getting the necessary information and insights in order to iterate it further. This is in early access. It's something that it's not, I don't know if it's ready ever, because it's something that we are all in and we're going to build in the coming years. This is the current version of HypeHype. It works on iOS, Android, web, Mac, and Windows. I've heard that people tried it on different Teslas and even fridges. So there is no platform that is out of our limits. We're going to open new platforms. This is something I strongly believe can be the future of making games, publishing games and playing games with friends, having also the social features, and something that where you can have fun with your friends. It's not limited to making games only. It can be making anything. It can be animations. It can be memes. It can be art galleries. One thing that is important for us is monetization. What we want to do is to offer a fair chance for everyone who creates on HypeHype to have that if the game or the hype or the content is good enough, the algorithm gives the chance for it to be a hit overnight, and that can turn into money in the future once we open our monetization features, which are not open yet, but in development.
Kili, 1 minute.
1 minute, all right. So I'll invite everyone here to test HypeHype, give us feedback. Please give us brutally honest feedback. There might be some bugs, some things might not work, some things we don't truly know how we should do those. That's why we have a Swift community in Discord giving us feedback all the time and inside the app. So we really need creators, artists, designers, developers, everyone to give us feedback so we can make HypeHype better and the best it can be. Maybe last thing, we're also hiring, HypeHype.com jobs, and we are also about to start our new intern and student program, HypeHype.com students. There's lots of things happening in this space, and we invite everyone here and home to join. If you have any questions, let us know, and see you in the after party. Thank you.